This week, the Friends of Wisconsin State Parks is exploring a grand adventure of visiting all of the Wisconsin state parks this summer. It's time for Wisconsin Friends Explore. I have enjoyed all of the Wisconsin Friends Explore videos. However, this one is very special to me. Not too long ago, I visited all of the Wisconsin state parks in 1 year. That is why it is my pleasure to welcome Jenna to the club of people who have visited all of the Wisconsin state parks. In this special interview, Jenna is going to talk about her adventures of visiting all of the Wisconsin state parks this summer. And she will be telling us about the highlights of her adventures when visiting all of the parks. Considering the challenges of the summer of 2020 makes it even that much more remarkable. Take it away.
Welcome to all viewers of the Friends of Wisconsin State Park Network of Friends and the Wisconsin Friends Explorer. My name is Randy Paskey, and I'm a member of the board of directors for the Friends of Wisconsin State Parks. I've been on the board for over 6 years, and currently I'm the chairperson of the Outreach Committee. And on behalf of the Friends of Wisconsin State Parks and Wisconsin Friends Explorer, welcome Jenna Biome. Got the name
Hi.
right?
Yes.
All right. Jenna reached a goal not many of us have attained, and that was to visit all the Wisconsin state parks in 1 year, with the exception of Rock Island due to closure. We learned about this terrific accomplishment when she posted the following on the Wisconsin State Parks public Facebook group. And I quote, "That's a wrap. I have successfully camped, hiked, and/or kayaked in all of the Wisconsin state parks, with the exception of Rock Island due to closure. My dog Tuck and I started our first hike while loosing exactly a year ago, and that was about in October. And I finished with a sunset hike at Blue Mounds yesterday." What a crazy adventure it has been, Jenna. Welcome to the Friends of Wisconsin State Parks Network.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Good. As you look back on this year, visiting the Wisconsin state parks, when did you realize that the possibility of visiting all of the state parks was within your reach?
Yeah, so I started this in October. So it was kind of before all of the COVID stuff happened and everything went crazy. So I was kind of going every weekend, day trips, maybe going to one or two on the weekends, and then starting in, I think about May, I got laid off. So I kind of just went for it at that point. I was on a furlough, so I wasn't sure when or if I'd be back. So I just started planning week-long trips and kind of just went from there. And then probably around, I guess, July, it hit me where I only had about, I don't know, 10 left, that I was like, okay, I
Okay.
think I'm actually going to do it.
So when choosing a state park to visit, Jenna, what went into your decision-making process?
So I would do a lot of research just because I was also new to all of this and doing it on my own. I would use Facebook, I would use Instagram or different hashtags, things like that, to kind of get a feel for what the parks look like. And you can see, people's pictures from their own point of view in different seasons. So then from that, I would kind of make a list on, maybe this park I want to see in the summer, or this is a good place to kayak, or this might be a really good fall place to visit. So I would kind of make some lists, and then it also depended on location. If you're up in York County, that a lot of parks are kind of up there close together. So maybe you can go to more than one if you're in the area. And then I would just kind of put together my little map and print off maps from the DNR site and just kind of go from there.
In addition to Facebook, Instagram, and print media, did you use any other apps to help you focus in on a particular park?
Yeah, I would use like the hiking trail map, all trails, to help, especially with timing. If I was traveling to more than one park, or if I was kind of stopping at one and then camping somewhere else, that was really helpful to help time out maybe how far all the trails were and like where I wanted to go. And really just kind of like old school, printing out a map and highlighting it and marking it up with my pen. That was when I was out on the actual trails. Sometimes you don't get service, so that would be most helpful as a backup.
Jenna doesn't know I'm going to do this, but I'm going to read a paragraph from her autobiography that she posted on Facebook in reference to the accomplishment. And she wrote, quote, "I remember being so nervous and excited about my first few hikes. I wasn't sure where to go or if I had the right clothing or gear. I worried I'd get lost, hurt, or look like an idiot. The hardest part always seemed to be getting there. But every time I got out to the car with Tucker," that's her dog, "the deflating thoughts disappeared. A lot of my problems didn't bother me in that environment. My focus was aimed on my feet on the ground and beauty around me. I was fully in the moment. I wasn't all flowers and sunsets. Tuck and I fell through the ice on the river. I've gotten stuck, had poison ivy, weathered storms, been lost, and had to hike in the dark. Luckily, no major injuries, but definitely a lot of learning experience. With each obstacle, I overcame my shyness and became more confident. I started to feel." So if you were to make a video about your Wisconsin State Parks visits, Jenna, what would be on your list to make sure to include?
Oh man, I think probably, like I said, those first couple ones, I was really nervous. And I was also like, oh, there's people here that are here all the time. They're gonna see me and I'm doing something wrong or whatever. But kind of just, and even you can tell too, I think I've been kind of documenting with photos as I've gone along. they've gotten better. I've gotten better at doing it, less blurry, all the things. So I think just kind of that progression, and I think you can really see it even in like the few selfies I do take of myself or try to get Tucker in. You can kind of see that confidence building. And I think for sure, starting at Wiley was saying, and then progressing from there, getting to places like Big Bay, which, is kind of a trek in and of itself because you got to take a ferry and you got to get up there. So it just kind of got more complex, I guess, as I started to go on. And for me, Big Bay was a big one. When I first started this, that was kind of like my top one. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way up there. It's also pretty far from where I live and stuff like that. So I actually did that pretty early on in my journey. So for sure that one, also, I mean, everywhere in Door County is great. I really enjoyed also getting to go to Newport at nighttime and seeing the stars up there. That was really cool. I've actually did that twice this year. So that one would definitely make the list. And I think too, like, I've really enjoyed places like Interstate. I thought that one was really cool just because of all like the rock formation, lava flows, all that interesting stuff. So I think for sure those, but honestly, it's so hard because I had a different experience at each. And for me, it's really personal, maybe at this place was, one of the places where I got lost, or Mirror Lake when I fell through the ice, or things like that. So they're all very personal to me as far as what I feel about them and my experience there. So it's really hard to say.
You have a unique opportunity, Jenna, to look back at all of your visits to the state parks, and I'm sure you've done that frequently. You have no doubt seen things that you absolutely loved at your visits, as well as those things that have caused a bit of consternation. If you had the power to create change, what would you advise?
So, I mean, and it's been a very weird year. So, I know that as far as like staffing and stuff like that, it hasn't been normal. Um, but I do think, just having people there to help answer questions and stuff like that. I did a lot of research just because I am kind of a more nervous person. So I'd rather try to find that information on my own before I go. But I think especially from people that have like messaged me and stuff asking me questions, and I'm not an expert, I learned from trial and error, but I think having physical people around in the parks would be helpful to help answer stuff, just help with the comfortability, I think, for people that are new to this. I also think that you know maybe stations where you could pick up garbage bags so you could pick up as you walk around. I did notice in the spring when it got really busy that there was a lot more trash and garbage and things like that. And so that's also a passion of mine, is cleaning up. And so I bring my own bags a lot of times, but I think maybe having that out and available for people, just making it easy as possible to pick up. And also, I was thinking about this the other day, like maybe, you know, doggy bag stations or things like that. I know where I live around my apartment building, there's, little poo bags that you can pick up. So I think those things might make it just easier to help keep the parks clean. And I really feel like it's on us, the park goers, to take up that responsibility and keep it clean or better than you found it. So I think maybe a couple of those things might help, just with, especially when the traffic's so big, when you're stuck inside because of COVID and now the parks are busy, just to kind of help. And I think, I've been out picking up trash, and it's kind of funny how someone might see you and then, they'll walk away and I'll see them pick up something little. So just kind of is a waterfall effect after that. So that might be helpful.
In addition to your videos that you've created, the hundreds, if not thousands of photographs you've posted and things, did you do anything special to also help you with remembering all of your state parks visits?
Yeah, so I'm still working on it because I haven't had a ton of time in between being so busy, but I made a map, a checklist map that I've also printed off additional copies that I'm offering up for sale. I'm working on making stickers from photographs that I took from each park because that's something I've kind of wanted. Put my favorite ones on my car. I'm one of those people that's okay with putting stickers on my car, but or like your water bottle, things like that. And then I'm just working on kind of still going through those photos. I still haven't been able to post all of them and write, like, because I like to post about a park and then write a little description. Still going through all of those, cataloging them in my computer. I think I have like 6,000 photos that I have to go through. Not all of them are great. A lot of them are just of like Tucker's butt when I'm trying to take a good picture of it. So just going through all of that and hopefully just kind of adding to what I have and sharing. I like being able to share that with other people. And I've also been getting a lot of different comments like, oh, do Willow River or oh, do this place. So it takes a long time. I also be teaching myself kind of this graphic design stuff. So I will get there eventually, but it's also kind of fun because then, when I do have the time, I get to relive that experience all over again.
And finally, how did visiting all the Wisconsin state parks affect your day-to-day living and outlook?
Well, like I said, I got laid off. It was really hard. I was very scared and like was having a really hard time just dealing with, like insecurity, not knowing what's going on. And I'm sure many can relate to that from this past year. And that first park, it was really just kind of, I was at like my wit's end. I'm like, I can't sit here anymore. I just got to go somewhere and take a drive. And I was like, this looks nice. I'll try this. And, once I got there from, what you read of mine, it just felt better. You're focusing on what's around you. You're not focusing on, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. I got to take the garbage out. I got to deal. Like none of that really matters. And I think, especially for me and my experience with how COVID has affected me in my life, it really, I don't think I'd be this positive if I didn't have that chance to get out there and just kind of be in nature and have that relaxing outlet because it's hard and it's been stressful and there's just so much junk. But when you get out there, it's really great. And, now that I've finished them all, I've been going back and like, oh, well, what's Governor Dodge like in the fall? So it's kind of been nice now too, because that journey's not over. I still get to go back to the parks and see them in different seasons and stuff. So I'm definitely still using that to help when I start feeling a little bit too down or frustrated.
On behalf of the FWSP Network of Friends, Jenna, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to chat with us. It is so obvious that Jenna is an advocate for the FWSP and is passionate about the outdoors. Please remember to enjoy your state park, take a trail less traveled, and walk in a state forest listening to the wind and have fun in your favorite recreational areas.
Thank you, Jenna, for your insights on the Wisconsin state parks. Like Jenna, I too have many memories of our Wisconsin state parks. Wisconsin Friends urges you to get outside and explore our state parks, forests, trails, and recreation areas. As a special feature for our parents, educators, and homeschoolers, the Wisconsin Friends Explore website has a special page of activities and a teachers section. The Friends of Wisconsin State Parks website at www.fwsp.org has a special donations page as well as grant programs. We continue to work with local friends groups and the DNR to promote parks across the state. Thank you all for watching as the Friends of Wisconsin State Parks continues to explore our state parks, forests, trails, and recreation areas. Remember, everyone needs a friend.